In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can import questions from Word documents and also from Excel documents into the EduEditor for TestCentre. So let's talk about that. For this video, I'm going to start a new project. You click on Start Project and I'm going to name this project Sample 3. Then click on Save. Here's a blank project. So let's start by creating a subject. So I'm going to click on Add Subject, and in this case, I'm going to add chemistry as the subject. Okay, specifically, I want to show how you can import from Word document. So to import from Word document, you need to create your subject first, then followed by your season. So let me call this season. Let me add a season. Let me call this SS1. Then add. Then you click on that season and here you are ready to go. So how do you import from Word? The first thing is you need to understand the templates that you must provide your content in Word document before you can import. To see a sample template, you can get it right away from here. Check the menu bar on the app. You will see templates menu. Then on the template menu, you can click on Word document content sample. Then you'll be asked to save the sample. So you don't have to download it from anywhere. It's right inside the EduEditor. You can just have a look. So I'm going to open it up and let's take a look. So here is the Word document that we intend to import into the EduEditor. So let me zoom in a little bit and let's take a look at how it is structured. Now, this is how it is generally structured. To set any question in Word that is compatible with EduEditor, you need to number the questions properly. So what I mean properly is, when you right click a well-structured numbering, it should highlight all the numbers. So you can see that the number 1 is highlighted, number 2 is highlighted, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. So you should type in such a way that it is well numbered, and it's quite easy to create such. So let's say you want to create a well numbered content in Word. You just have one dot, then you have a space bar and it creates that. Or you can use this numbering system. You can just click this and your numbering is good to go. So then you provide a question, then you click enter, then question 2 and question 3 and so on. How you will know it's well numbered? If you highlight any of the number, every other thing will be highlighted. Okay, so that's how you create the question. What about the options? The options should be labeled A, B, C, D, right? But then it should also be the list should be a proper list. So if you highlight on the A, all the other letters should be highlighted. So what that means is you should not do something like this. Maybe A, then maybe just type some random things and add some invalid space, right? So it should be a valid numbering, not a word, then followed by a, then and all of that. Not something like it should be a proper list. And you can create a proper list by either using uh this list feature in Word document, or you can use a shortcut of you type the A, you add a period, then you tap your space bar, then it creates that list. Then the other condition is the A, B, and C must be a subset of this list. What that means is there must be an indentation between this list and the number. So this A should not be on the same line as the 1, 2, 3. There should be a kind of indentation. Okay, so these are the key conditions you must satisfy. But the flexibility here is that you can type any your content can be very complex. What that means is you can have your passage, you can have images, tables, you can even uh, color your text and do all sorts of things, and everything will reflect right in EduEditor. So let's take a look at some samples here. You see that this question is a one-liner question, just a one line. Then you have all your options intact. Then you have answer, which is this. Now, the answer indicates that for this question, the correct option is option A. So that's how you specify which option is the answer. You do that by having this answer command. You understand this answer, not necessarily a command, this indication like answer colon A or column B or column C. Then this indicates the mark, like what should be the mark for this question. Note that all of these are optional. So mark is optional, topic is optional, level is optional, even answer is optional. If you don't provide answer, then the editor will not select any correct option. It will assume you are going to do that after importing your content. So all of these are optional. The important thing you should note is you need to provide your option and you also need to provide your question. Okay, the other thing is the note that this topic indicates that for this question, this should be the topic. And if you provide a topic, it will automatically assign the topic for you. And the level indicates the level of difficulty that this question is. Okay, let's look at another question. So this is another question, and the correct option here is option A. Then the next thing to note is this is an explanation to this question. So what this means is here you have your question, and here you have a kind of some sort of explanation telling you why A is the answer or thereabout. Now, if you want to provide an explanation, you must provide it outside this numbering. So the explanation should be more or less like it should not have any number associated with it. It should just be floating on its own. It should not have any indentation, and the software will automatically see it as an explanation to to the question above it. Yeah. So the next is number three. So the reason for the number three is to show you that you can bold in a text and italicize that text, and that will be picked up by the edu editor. So you can do all of that. You can even have multiple lines. Your question can have multiple lines. It doesn't necessarily have to be one line. Then your question can also contain image. So as you can see, this is an image, and what follows are the options. Then the next is the explanation. So this is an explanation to the reason why that is the correct answer. Then this is a question that shows you how you can import table. So this question has table, and the table will be imported directly into EduEditor. Then this shows you how you can import questions with passages or with instructions. So the way you define instruction in Word is exactly how you define instruction. I mean, the way you define instruction in the editor is how you define the instruction code here. Just wrap this instruction around this part of the question. Then go ahead and provide the first question. Then for the second question, use that command, that star INSTR, and the app will understand that the previous instruction is also relevant for question number 6. And another thing you should notice, you can color a text here and it's going to pick that up. So this is a template that shows you the various ways you can provide various things like images and tables and the likes. And another thing you should notice, even your options can have images. Your options can have images, can have tables, and everything is going to work fine. Okay, so let's save this and let's import. So to import is quite straightforward. You just right click on the season, you go to import, then you pick word, then you browse for you browse for that template or the file name of what you want to import, and it's going to ask you if your document has explanation. So the reason why we ask is to actively look for explanation. So if you say no, your document does not have explanations, we just make sure that we don't look for it and we ignore anything that looks like explanation, or we add that to the question. So in this case, my document has explanation, and I'm going to import right away. And that's it. That's how simple and straightforward it is. So let's put the Word doc. Let's check if what we have is in line with what's. Let's preview so that we'll be sure what we saw in the Word document is what we have here. So you can see that we have the question here. This one is just a simple question. Then this is the one with explanation. You can see that the explanation is here. And if you check here you see that for the first question, the level of difficulty is 2 and the obtainable mark is the level of difficulty is 3 and the obtainable mark is 2. And the topic is isotopy. And you can see that everything is reflecting here. The next is to check other things. So you notice that we've got this fractional distillation italicized and bolding in the Word document, and it's showing exactly like that here. And the image we also define in the Word document is also showing right here. Then you have this table in your Word document, and the table is also here. So this just to show you that the editor is capable of extracting images, tables, and all of that from Word documents and representing them correctly within the EduEditor. Okay, so let's talk about how we can import questions from Excel documents. So this time around, I'm going to use something like maybe social studies, for instance. So let me create another subject known as social studies. Then under social studies, I'm going to add a season. Let's say this is JSS1, and now let's take a look at the template for the Excel. You can also get a template by downloading the Excel document or by saving it. And let's check it out. This is how the template looks like. So for the Excel, you have your question. The header has a question here. Then there's option. So this header indicates where you should proceed, what you should place under that column. So your question should go into this column, all the options should go into this column. Then your answer, you indicate that ABC. Then your explanation, if you have explanation, you define it. If you don't have, you leave it blank. Then if you don't have your topic, you leave it blank. If you want to use a default mark, you leave it blank. If you want to use default level, you leave it blank. But the important ones are this: question, option, and answer. In case you have more options, you can insert another column. You can insert another option column, right? And if you do that, then you are meant to fill in all the options. So you can have more than 4 options. Okay, so let me delete this column. And now let's talk about cases where you want to import image. So let's say you have an image to be imported. Here we don't allow you to directly fill in the image, but you can use this code to insert your image. So you just have your asterisk with hash, then asterisk with hash, then you specify the file name of the image. Now, once you do this, what the app does is it will look for this file name in the folder where this Excel file exists. So let me show you where the Excel file exists. So here's where the Excel file exists. Now, if I import this and the image file is not here, then it's not going to import the image. But if you want the image you are referencing to be imported, that's if you have an image. Make sure all the image files are present in the same folder. So I'm going to get the file, the image that we are referencing. So let me call this, uh, we used image, we use the fruits 4. So I'm going to name this fruits 4. And that's it. So let's go back here. You can see we have fruits with an S, then 4. Let me confirm. We have fruit with an S, then 4. So let's import what we have here into EduEditor. So to do that, you just right click and you'll go to import from spreadsheet. Then you pick the spreadsheet and the importation is done. So we've got 2 questions in the Excel, and here we have 2 questions. The question is here, the explanation we provided here, and the C we specified is also checked here. Let's go to question 2. You can see that the fruits that what we uploaded here is here, and if you try to preview, you see that the fruits has been imported right into EduEditor. Now, one thing you note is EduEditor does not point to the original location of this image. Once you import anything, it will copy and store whatever it needs in its own folder, in its raw folder. So it means I can go ahead and delete the original location of the fruit, which means if I delete this file, it will not affect whatever I'm seeing here because this file has been copied into the project. Okay, now I can close this and yeah, so this is exactly how you can import from Excel or you can import from Word document.